Today I'm with Beast Player Studios. This time we're gonna go over his Red Dragon Archfiend deck. He took this to YCS Minneapolis. He went with YCS Minneapolis with me a few weeks ago, and he did got 2 and 6 in Swiss, and the 8 rounds of Swiss that he had there. But yeah, I think he had fun. Wouldn't you say?
It was a new experience other than going to random locals. At least I made 2 guys scoop.
Yeah.
Because of Nova.
And yeah, so Beast, go on with the deck profile whenever you're ready.
Alright, so to start off, this is the kingpin of this deck. He is the one that will make this deck work. He's the one that will keep you alive. He is the one that will feed you at night. He's the one that will give you shelter. He is the one that will provide for you. He is the husband that everyone wants. This is Red Resonator. He is a god. He is my god. He's a little fireball with a tuning fork and a pin, and he is beautiful. Never make fun of him. He's a beautiful fish man. The reason why is because he does everything in this deck. He's pretty much... He's the pimp, and the Red Dragons. The Red Dragons are the bitches, sort of deal. Because they need him. They need him. They need him to provide for them. If they didn't have him, there would be no Red Dragons. So with this guy, you can normal summon him, and then you can special summon anything from the hand. So, like, you can special summon another Red Resonator, and that means that you get life points from the highest attack monster on the field, and plus, you can go in... Oh yeah, by the way, you can only special summon level 4 and below monsters from the hand. But, you can get the highest attacking monsters attack as life points. So let's say I had, I don't know, Scarlight on the field with 2 Red Resonators. That's, like, scary. But you gain 3,000 life points, and then you automatically have Nova, or King Calamity, your choice. It's just super nice card. It works with almost everything in this archetype. That's why it's the red one. It is just Red Resonator. It is just Red Dragon Archfiend in essence. It's made for it. Then I run 3 Synchron Resonators. These guys are the guys that are going to get you Nova, and they're going to get your Red Resonator back in your hand, and they're going to get you, like, Clearwing, Black Rose, stuff like that. Thing is, he can be special summoned whenever you have a synchro monster on the field. So let's say I have Scarlet on the field, and then I can special summon him and go into Abyss, and Abyss is amazing. And when he's synchro summoned, you can bring out 1 Resonator monster from your graveyard to your hand, so that means a free Red Resonator, automatically. Then the next one I run is Red Warg. Red Warg is amazing because you automatically get to, right when you play Red Resonator or Synchron Resonator by normal summoning, you get to play him, and that's already level 8. But if you want, you can play normal summon Red Resonator, and then chain Red Warg, and then play, like, Red Resonator or Synchron Resonator with his effect, and that means you have Abyss right here. Right here is Abyss, and that's all you need. And then, because you're going to go into this, and then you're just going to get your Red Resonator back if you use him. So, that's the amazing tech play with Red Warg. And another card that's pretty much exactly like Red Warg is Primitive Butterfly, but I think he's a little bit better because Primitive Butterfly can play around with levels a little bit, and he can be automatically special summoned. You don't need a Resonator. You can use anything with Primitive. Then the only reason why I ran him to 2 is because it felt more comfortable with 2. Red Warg just kind of felt better with 3 because he kind of worked with the archetype more. It just felt more comfortable. And plus you can chain, and, you know, a lot of people can't do anything to chains, but people can do stuff with normal special summoning. So I just found this more comfortable to do. He can raise his level because he's an insect type to 6 or 5. If he's a 5, you can play Synchron Resonator and then go into a 6 play, or you can raise it to 6 and then go into 8 for a Red Dragon Archfiend Scarlet play, or whatever you want. This card is just super good. After that, I run 3 Red Sprinter. Red Sprinter is amazing. He's your level 6 player. He's the card that's going to get your Red Resonator on the field, either through your hand or from the graveyard. He's the one that's going to get your Stardust Charge, your Red Wyvern, your Goyo Guardian, stuff like that. Or the new one Red Rising, which I will be adding in this. The Red Rising Dragon is coming in this deck. It's just not out yet.
I think it's out in Raging Tempest, I believe.
And then we will be making an update because I'm going to mess with this deck so much after that.
Yeah.
Pretty much when you normal summon this card with no monsters on the field, you can automatically special summon one Fiend type monster, level 4 or lower, from your graveyard or hand. So that's an automatic Red Resonator if he's in your hand or graveyard, and you automatically gain 1700 or more depending on what's in the field. That's pretty much all about him. Then you have Red Gardna. Red Gardna is pretty much, he's defense for Red Dragon Archfiend. So, like, let's say I had Hot Red and someone played Mirror Force, then I'd automatically be safe because he wouldn't even be touched by the Mirror Force. Like, all my Red Dragons will be safe. And that's pretty much what he is. I usually use him in conjunction with Red Resonator, going to a level 6 play for synchros, going like Red Wyvern or something, because usually if this guy is in my hand and Red Dragons are in danger, it's usually going to be like Storming or like Quaking or something, and he won't protect them from that. So it's just kind of a problem with situation and the metagame as it is, but I keep this in here just in case if I do have him and the situation calls, and he still does work good. He still does work good with the synergy. Red Mirror, pretty much Red Resonator Rescue. If your opponent attacks you, you get to put Red Mirror into the graveyard, and then you get to bring out a Fire type, Fiend type monster from the graveyard. So it's pretty much, as I said, Red Resonator Rescue. You automatically get your Red Resonator from the graveyard. Every single time you synchro summon, he comes back to your hand. And then you can just keep going over again. Then I have Maxi. Maxi is pretty much draw power, and it messes with your opponent. They don't know if they want to special summon to give me more draw power so I can do combos, and they don't know if they should, and then it doesn't really matter. Maybe you'll draw duds, but usually in this deck, I don't really draw duds. Usually. Only against, like, Taz Evols. That's it. But yeah, this card's amazing for this deck. I wanted to run one Effect Veiler, one Max C, but it just didn't work out that way, because that's why I decided to run Breakthrough Skill, but that's just how it rolls. Here's my Psychic Trio. My Psychic Trio. This is all for Emergency Teleport. Let's say I have Primitive Butterfly on the field, and I need Red Resonator, but I don't have him. So I play Emergency Teleport. Creebons comes up. That's level 2. I can immediately go into Red Dragon Archfiend. Or I have a level 2 on the field, but I wanted to go in Nova. I could play I can go into Emergency Teleport to Synchro Summon into Nova with Creebons. Or let's say I have Synchron Resonator and I want to go into Nova. I can use it to bring out Ghost Ogre, and then I can do the same thing. Then he's especially really good, because then I have Red Resonator on the field and I don't have any materials or in my hand. So I can play Emergency Teleport, special summon him, and raise his level up to 6. 6, 7, 8, that's an automatic Scarlight. Perfect for this deck. It's perfect synergy. And honestly, if they're in the graveyard or in your hand, they're still pretty decent. Creebons can stay on the field and wait for a good material. This card can destroy any cards that are activated on the field. And
Clock.
This card is kind of just there for Emergency Teleport, like purely. I put him to 1. He used to be at 2. But Emergency Teleport got reduced, so I reduced him and just added these guys because it felt more natural. I run 1 Plague Spreader because of his effect. It helps with Nova plays, it helps with getting Bane, etc., etc. Because, like, let's say I use this for Bane, and then I special summon it with the next turn. I sacrifice this with Bane's effect to bring out Scarlight. He's banished, but I have Scarlight on the field. I feel like it's a good trade. After that, I have... I run 3 Resonator Call. This card just makes getting the Red Resonator or Synchron Resonator faster. Makes your hand more secure, because then you're not gonna be bricking with your Red Wargs. You're not gonna have little 1200 Primitive Butterflies on the field with nothing to really go up in, with nothing to bounce up to, like your Red Dragons or something. So you always have more options to get your Resonators out faster and more frequently. I run 1 Soul Charge, obviously. This card's pretty much if I want to play Scarlight, and then I can play 2 Red Resonators, and the Resonator can beef my life points up to 3,000. So that's automatically, I just get my points back. It's like no problem at all. This thing is just amazing. It pretty much makes this deck OP when it comes to the Soul Charge. You just can't attack, which is the shitty part. But if you can get Abyss off of this, I recommend that. Abyss is very good with Soul Charge. Or going into a Nova play. Nova plays are good. Instant Fusion, I use this for Norden to get either Resurrect, Red Resonator from the grave, or to go into a level 6 play. That's pretty much all I do. I can go into like Red Wyvern and blow up someone's monster. That's mostly the plan. Then I go into... Then I can use Return of the Dragon Lords to bring out Scarlight, or Hot, or Crystal Wing, Clear Wing, Black Rose. You know, the sky's the limit with this card. It's just so good. And if someone plays like Mirror Force, it just doesn't matter. He's just still there. And I can use it to go into like Nova plays and stuff to resurrect him and to catch my opponent off guard if he didn't expect it. It's just pretty much Monster Reborn for dragons level 7 and 8. It's so good. I run 2 Twin Twisters for obvious reasons. This deck works decently with cards in the graveyard, so it won't really affect him that much. But you get rid of 2 back row, and back row's fucking evil in this metagame, so you want this really bad. And I only run it at 2 because it just feels comfortable, and it's just, you don't want too much, or else you're gonna get bricky hands, and then what's the point? I run 1 Upstart Goblin. Upstart Goblin is used for drawing power. You give your opponent 1,000. They're probably going to get rid of it. You're probably going to get rid of it with all your red dragons in a little bit anyway, so whatever. I run 1 Dark Hole. Obvious tech. It just pretty much wipes the field, so you can get your red dragons to get in there and punch and get rid of tons of life points until they can get reset up. 1 for 1, get your Synchron Resonator out really fast, go into your Abyss play, just makes the deck faster. Emergency Teleport, as I said before, it lets me get all my Psychics out. Krebons for, you know, Nova plays or Red Dragon plays, etc., etc. Rise Bell to raise up his level, go into Red Dragon Archfiend. I run 3 Call of the Haunted. Call of the Haunted is pretty much one of the staples of the deck. You need this if you want to be successful with this deck. One of the other staples is obviously Synchron Resonator, or Resonator Call. Call of the Haunted, you get to bring out your red dragons from the graveyard if they're already dead, or if you already use them for synchro material. You bring back your red resonator, gain life points, go into a synchro play. Your sky is the limit with this card. It can work in so many different ways. You just gotta be weary of those MSTs and stuff that'll sweep you out under your feet with this, because that's the worst feeling ever, is when you got a big play and it's all riding on this little card in the back row, and then someone just blows it up with a Diplo. I run 2 Breakthrough Skill. Breakthrough Skill is really good because Red Dragons don't have very many help with their archetype. Abyss is the only really good support that they have when it comes to supporting the archetype, keeping them alive, because it can negate effects. Then I run Solemn Warning. Solemn Warning is pretty much, you want to summon a card, and not now, pretty much, and you just pay 2,000, plus with Red Resonator's effect, you just gain it right back anyway with time. I play 1 Bottomless. Bottomless is obvious. You banish a special summon monster, which is the metagame, so it's just really good in this day and age. 1 Blackhorn Heaven. Everyone special summons, why not fuck with them kind of deal. They automatically destroys it, negates the effect, or it negates their activate, or they're summoned, so they can't activate effects when summoned. It just pretty much shuts them all down. It just doesn't work with chaining, which is the shitty part, and I hate that I learned that at a local tournament. I felt really bad, because I was playing a person with Atlanteans, and it just went bad. I run 1 Storming. Storming is extremely good for this deck. Pretty much you can wipe the whole field from all those people that want to play around with extra deck, and then you can just walk in there and just blow them to shreds. Same thing with Dark Hole. This is pretty much it, but like, if you send it back to the extra deck, it's not like it's in the graveyard, so they can't resurrect their monsters. This is pretty much, you gotta do it all over again. Have fun. then I run the good old Mirror Force. Can't go wrong with Mirror Force. Alright, time to go to the good stuff. I run 1 Nova and 1 King Calamity. Nova is probably the main guy of this deck, but I like to run King Calamity if it's needed, like if they have a huge wall and I need to open up. If he attacks, they do half damage of the monster's attack, so it's pretty much a big burn effect. And plus, he negates all effects for 1 turn. Never use this with Soul Charge. Never. Always go with Nova if you're going to go do a Soul Charge play, because this effect will wear off, like right after your Soul Charge play is done, and then your opponent can do whatever they want. He has no protection other than that one thing. But you only use that when you want to open up and pretty much cannonball down their doors. Red Nova, beautiful card. I've had this for so long. I actually had this card before I had Red Dragon Archfiend. I had it from like around like 2012, like around when 5Ds was like first or like big. I had him. And his effect is pretty much, he can't be destroyed by card effects. He's pretty much immortal, other than like your occasional random S card that bounces him back to the extra deck. But it gains 500 attack from each tuner in your graveyard, so automatically you are guaranteed to have him at 4,500 on summon. And if you want, which is very rare, you can banish him to negate an attack, and then resummon him the next turn. You rarely use it, but I only used it once against my hero deck when I was doing a practice duel. And when he had Zubaba General, and then I just used another tuner and threw him in the graveyard, and then I beat over him. Then I play 1 Abyss. Abyss is amazing. He's probably one of the strongest cards in this, next to Nova and King Calamity. He can quickly negate any card that's activated. Like, you want to play a Mirror Force? Nope. You want to play Storming? Nope. It's once per turn, so your opponent has to dance around it, but it's so good. And if you deal damage with this, you get to special summon 1 level 4 tuner below from your graveyard, and it's just, or is it from your deck? I think it's from your deck, actually. Is it? How do I forget?
You negated your memory.
Yeah, graveyard. So, like, with this, you can get your Red Resonator back out, and you can gain 3,200 life points off the bat, and then you just keep playing around with that. And you can even just put the Red Resonator in defense mode and just keep doing that. It's nothing on you. It's just sitting there. If it's destroyed, it's in defense mode. You don't lose anything. Who cares? It's just back in the graveyard. You can attack again, gain 3,200 again, again. It's so much life points. Bane, it's pretty much Nova Maker. He is Nova Maker. His effect is literally just to make Nova. Literally, you attack, you get a level 2 tuner from your deck, and 1 level 2 tuner from your graveyard. And that's another reason why I run Krebons and Plague Spreaders, because of him. And if you have another monster on the field, you can sacrifice that monster and special summon any Red Dragon Archfiend monster in your graveyard. So that's automatic Scarlight from a freaking Plague Spreader. So I feel like it's pretty good for this. And it's a Nova Maker. It is made to make Nova and King Calamity. That's why he was created. I also run Tyrant. Tyrant is a good first turn card for this deck. Most of the time you will get him out first turn if you want. Because usually you're going to get your plays which go up to like level 6 with your Primitive, and then you can go into 2 Red Resonators sometimes. And then you can just go like straight to Tyrant. Tyrant is amazing. He's pretty much Judgment Dragon, like mixed with Crystal Wing in a way. Because he can blow up the field during the main phase 1. Spell cards and all. He stays alive. And if you attack and your opponent activates a trap card or whatever, he can negate it and gain 500 attack from that card. And then he can just keep blowing at you. You will not survive Tyrant. Next, I run 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. He's usually there in case my 2 Scarlight are dead, or in case I need to blow up a field quick with all attack monsters. Because he has no limit to what he can blow up. More like Scarlight. Scarlight can only blow up 3,000 below. Like, let's say someone has, like, 4,500 monster on the field, and I can't do anything about it. I'd play him, and then just blow it up. And he's really good to go into King Calamity, because he can't go into Nova, which is sad, but, you know, it just has to be that way. I run 2 of the Golden Boy in this deck. He is the prince of this deck. He is the thing that will get you what you want. He is a burning destruction of death to all effect monsters that go in his way. Everything will die. He's a 3000 beater. He has an amazing effect. He can go into so many cards. Then I ran one Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing is good for when I have like Stardust Charge or something and I wanna, and the opponent's really effect heavy, so you just play this, you keep gaining attack points and you can just blow at them. One Black Rose if I want to blow up the field. If they're getting too much, I just can do this and then everything is dead. And then I have one Clear Wing. Clear Wing's good for those times when I only have a level 7. He can negate the effects of level 5 or higher monsters. Thing is, in the metagame, he doesn't work on ranks, so that's a problem. But, you know, a lot of people run Synchros as well, so it works with that. Then I run Yugioh Guardian for my level 6 plays. I can pretty much take any monster I want if I destroy it, and it becomes mine. I can use it for Synchro material. It's extremely good for those like late game runs when everything's destroyed and you can only get this thing out with like Norden or something. Then I run Red Wyvern. He's pretty much the Castell of the deck. You can just destroy any monster in the field that has a higher attack than this. So let's say like King Calamity. By the way, King Calamity can special summon Scarlet from the graveyard if he's destroyed. I wanted to bring that up. Pretty much you can kill King Calamity with a little Red Wyvern, but you'd still have to deal with the Scarlet afterwards. But I'm just saying, like, you can defeat big monsters with this fucker. Then I run Stardust Charge. He's pretty much draw power. He's very situational. I think I'm going to switch him out for Red Rising, but he's just in there for now. He's super... I like him because, let's say I want to go into... Like, I have Red Resonator in my hand, I play Red Resonator, then I go into... And I have another Red Resonator, I have Red Sprinter on the field, then I can go into this thing, draw one card, then I can go straight into Scarlet. It's really good tech, and you get another card which you can play around with. Then my last one is Norden. Norden's used with Instant Fusion. Norden is good to get your Red Resonators out of the graveyard, to gain life points, etc. And if you want to go to level 6 play, like a Red Wyvern or Yugioh Guardian or something, he's always there for you. He's your bro. So yeah, that is my deck.
Alright, so yeah, guys, that's the Red Dragon Archfiend deck profile. Thank you, Beast Player Studios, for this. Also, go check out his channel. He does amazing stuff on his channel with reviews and of anime, Ruby, and all this other stuff. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, leave that in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.